What happens when one of the biggest movie stars in the world tries to mock a colleague's deeply held faith on national television? And what if that colleague's response was so powerful, so graceful, that it completely shut down the conversation and left the A-list superstar with absolutely nothing to say? This isn't a scene from a movie. This is what allegedly happened between Tom Cruise and Jonathan Roumie. Welcome to a story of faith, fame, and a comeback that's being discussed everywhere. Stick around, because the full story and the profound meaning behind Jonathan's response might just change your perspective on how to stand up for what you believe in. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we dive deep into the stories behind the headlines. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our deep dives. Now let's set the stage. You know Tom Cruise, superstar, action hero, one of the most famous faces on the planet, and famously private about his personal life, though his affiliation with Scientology is well documented. And on the other side, we have Jonathan Roumie. While he might not be a household name in the same way, to millions, he is the face of Jesus Christ. He plays the lead role in the global phenomenon, The Chosen, a crowd-funded series about the life of Christ. Off-screen, Roumie is an outspoken and devout Catholic, often speaking about his faith in interviews and at events. So, what happens when these two worlds collide on a live TV show? Now, it's important to note that a full, verified video of this exact exchange is hard to find, which is part of why this story has become such a trending topic rather than a single viral clip. The incident is widely discussed on social media, faith-based platforms, and in entertainment news commentaries. The story goes like this. The two actors were together on a major talk show. Some say it was during a press tour. Others suggest it was a charity event broadcast. The conversation was lighthearted until it turned to their work and personal lives. Tom Cruise, known for his intense and sometimes mischievous interview style, reportedly made a joking, perhaps even sarcastic, comment about Jonathan's very public faith. The exact words vary, but the sentiment is consistent. Cruise allegedly made a remark that diminished or mocked the sincerity of Roumie's Christian beliefs, perhaps in an attempt at edgy humor or to deflect from his own religious affiliations. This is where the story gets powerful. Jonathan Roumie didn't get angry. He didn't fire back with an insult. According to accounts, he paused, offered a calm, gentle smile, and delivered a response that left Tom Cruise and the audience stunned in a silence that, so what did he say? While we don't have a verbatim quote, based on Jonathan's character and his countless other interviews, we can reconstruct the type of response he likely gave. It likely contained one or more of these elements. Point 1. Grace over condemnation. He might have said something like, Tom, I appreciate the joke, but my relationship with Jesus is the most important thing in my life. It's a source of peace and purpose that I wish for everyone, including you. This immediately disarms the mockery by responding with sincerity and well-wishing. Point 2. Gentle truth. He could have stated his beliefs plainly. Playing Jesus has deepened my faith in a way I never expected. It's not a role for me, it's a calling. And that calling is to show the world his love and mercy. This reframes the conversation from a joke to a matter of profound personal conviction. Point 3. The power of silence. Sometimes, the most powerful response is nonverbal. A long, calm, loving look can be more unsettling than any angry retort. It holds up a mirror to the other person's behavior without saying a word. The accounts that say Cruise was left speechless suggest that Jonathan's calm dignity made Tom's mockery look cheap and immature in comparison. This wasn't a clap back, it was a grace back. He didn't win the argument by being louder, but by being deeper. So why has this story captured the internet's imagination? It's because it's a modern-day David and Goliath story, but not with swords, with souls. First, it's a cultural clash. It's Scientology versus Catholicism, megastardom versus faith-driven stardom, old-school Hollywood versus new media. The contrast is inherently dramatic. Second, it subverts expectations. Our culture trains us for fiery debates and insult-driven wins. Jonathan Roumie's response defies that. It shows that true strength isn't in aggression, but in peaceful, unshakable conviction. It's a lesson in how to stand your ground without losing your grace. Third, it's relatable. Everyone, at some point, has had their core beliefs mocked or belittled, whether it's their faith, their values, or their passions. Jonathan Roumie provides a blueprint for how to handle it with dignity. In the end, this story is less about a conflict between two actors and more about a timeless principle, that a soft answer truly does turn away wrath. Tom Cruise, the man who seems to have an answer for everything, was reportedly left speechless not by a better joke or a sharper insult, but by a quiet, confident faith that he simply couldn't process. Jonathan Roumie, by staying true to the very character he portrays on screen, demonstrated a power that goes beyond box office numbers or fame. He demonstrated the power of a grounded soul. What did you think of this story? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to defend your beliefs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this story compelling, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories everyone is talking about. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's next.